couple of months, thank you, Maya. Over the last couple of months, we've been talking about two things, about the dimensions of awareness, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, mostly the third, fourth, and fifth, which are really accessible to us as embodied beings, and the levels of conscious development, if you will, the V's, victim, victor, vessel, which is the fourth dimension, and we're going to talk today also about verity, fifth dimension. And I'm going to, in future talks, go back into the fourth dimension and discuss some of the challenges that we all share in moving through vessel consciousness, moving through the fourth dimension. But it's really good to know, to have a sense of, where am I going with this? Where do I plan to end up? So it's good to be aware of the fifth dimension. And also, we have all become much more aware of a contemporary fifth dimension being, a bodhisattva, Thich Nhat Hanh, who recently left the earthly incarnation. He's still, because we all are infinite, he's still with us. But for me, and I think for many others who have not been embedded in the Buddhist tradition, these celebrations that went on for a week and were televised helped me to become much more aware of the fact that, wow, right here among us now in the present moment, we've had a bodhisattva to observe and to experience and to help us become conscious of, what does that mean? What does it mean to be in the fifth dimension? I believe that that was the gift that the people in Galilee at the time of Jesus experienced. That when this human being called Jesus was out on the hillside and began teaching, it wasn't only his words, which possibly a few of which may have come down to us. It was his presence. It was his consciousness that they got to observe. And the Gospels in the New Testament, the three, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, are the story really of not only of Jesus teaching, but of his disciples and his followers and his apostles learning specifically how to navigate the fourth dimension and how to become conscious, fully conscious as fifth dimensional beings. And we know some of the apostles, we know them as humans, often afraid, often unconscious, often not in sync with Jesus's thoughts. That's the fourth dimension, folks. Because the fourth dimension is, well, we know that there is way more to life than what and who we are in our bodies. And we are exploring and learning. And the Gospels are Jesus's lessons and the apostles' experiences. learning how to let go of their bodily awareness, how to evolve into becoming fifth dimensional humans, into what Jesus was providing as a model. And he said that. And the apostles thought, yeah, right. Remember when Jesus said, everything that I'm doing now, you're going to do that and more. And I think, when I think of the apostles wanting to walk on water and remembering that they were human and go right down in. You can't walk on water when your consciousness is in the third dimension. Can't be done. So we have this wonderful story that we can study, but I think that people like Thich Nhat Hanh also give us, because he is on film, he's on video. You can tune in to plumvillage.com, which is his website. And there are all these wonderful little film clips of him teaching. And I invite you to go there because he's still teaching on there, even though he's left his body. He's been, preserved in a new dimension, in a new medium. And we can have that experience of, I feel it when I tune into one of his lessons. He's not being a separate person. He is one with everything. And I think it's useful. It has been for me to get an idea of, being in the fifth dimension. That's what that looks like. That is somebody who has left behind any concerns about his physical beingness. He is not talking to us as a separate consciousness. He is talking to us as one. And it's, like I said, it's useful. It's powerful to experience that. If you have ever seen the film Autobiography of a Yogi, you can find that also online. It's a long film, but there are clips of Yogananda teaching, and that power also comes through him in the film clips. You can perceive it. You know that he is in oneness. So let's talk a little bit about the fifth dimension. As we journey through the fourth dimension, our goal is to reach the fifth dimension, is to leave behind our belief that we are our bodies. We all believe that, at least sometimes. And the spiritual path consists of becoming more and more aware in more circumstances and more times that, okay, that's not me. The fifth dimension awareness is, as we've heard, as we've been told, is the I am, is an eternal selfness that's part of everything. I've heard many unity teachers use the word Christ consciousness. If you can relate to that, good. Okay. That's one that I'm still rebelling against. in, my Catholic upbringing that I'm still learning to leave behind. So I don't use that term very much, but it's a good term. Consciousness of ourselves in love, in goodness, in expression, one with everything and with the power that is greater than all of us. The V word that we use for fifth dimension is verity, consciousness, a word that means truth and oneness. And when we reach verity, consciousness, the word's a good choice because it means that we have released, we have given up, we have turned over, we have gotten out of all concepts of duality, even fourth dimension, where it's still important to us to be me, to be my personality. That's what we give up when we go into the fifth dimension. And for a long time, that sounds impossible. But then we find ourselves doing it. And, when we feel that, okay, we're channeling, we're vessels, we're channeling goodness out to others. That's cool. That's better than being a victim or even a victor, because we're acknowledging the universal goodness. And we know that we want to focus on it. And so we see ourselves channeling it to others. But eventually, as we move through the challenges of fourth dimension, we become the goodness. We become love. It's not a choice anymore. That's that's what I am. That's fifth dimension. And for most of us, most of the time, we get little glimpses of it. It's hard to stay there, but that's where we're at. It's okay. There are no wrong answers on the spiritual path. That's what's great. Even disasters lead us to new opportunities on the spiritual path. So when we're in the fifth dimension, as Jesus often was, he wasn't always there. He got mad, he got scared. He spent moments in third dimensional awareness. And when he was doing his miracles, he was clearly in fifth dimensional awareness. He knew the power of no limits. The physical, as long as we identify with our physical selves, that means there are limits. There's an edge, there's a boundary. And in human psychology, it's important to establish, to know what our boundaries need to be with other people in the third dimension. And then in spiritual awareness, we then, once we've found our boundaries and once we've declared them, once we're conscious of them, then we're asked to leave them behind, to release our attachment to them. So it's hard to talk about fifth dimension because it's not physical and words are physical. It's really a challenge. I've been reading the teachings of Sankara, the Chinese, quote unquote, he was actually Hindu, that the mystic that Reverend Jim introduced us to on Wednesday, he's saying the same thing. You know, he's talking about the fifth dimension and how do you get to it? And the Buddhists, of course, have all kinds of systems. There's 8 of this and 5 of this and 4 of this and 3 of these. And, you know, they're good ideas. They're also good things to be aware of. And one of the biggest ones he talks about is our sense of being enclosed, clothed in a body. And we need to release that in order to, he says, to find our higher self. That's a good word for it. Our oneness is our higher self. So I'm going to share with you the best expression of this that I have ever come across is the chant that Thich Nhat Hanh's followers were literally chanting for whole days on end during the week, the televised week of celebrations of his life. So I'd like to invite you back into deep breathing and open-hearted awareness. And just hear and be these words. And after we go through the chant once, we'll go through it again, sentence by sentence, and reflect and be one with the words, because they are an awesome expression of fifth dimensional awareness. And if something seems to you like, let it be. That's not part of your awareness at this moment. And where you are is, as the song says that we sing at the beginning of the service, where we're supposed to be. It's all perfect. So here is the chant. I was not born, thus I shall not die. I am not held captive by this body. I am uncontained awareness, freely circulating. I am more than the earth, air, fire, and water of my body. When I breathe and meditate, if I can be in touch with myself, I am also in touch with my ancestors, my mother, my father, my siblings, my friends. I am not a form. I am not separate. I need only breathe and open my mind and heart, and I am in touch with life. I am one with life. This chant was repeated worldwide for a whole week of ceremonies. And in chanting these words together, we became aware that this was who we are. whatever we look like, whatever we sound like, whatever we think we have to cope with to keep living. Our gender, our age, our skin color, our language, our appearance, our dress, anything about our physical appearance or way of being does not matter in eternal truth. The only identity that matters is oneness. So I ask you to continue breathing slowly and mindfully. And I am going to repeat this chant, this meditation. Receive each thought in your heart and mind with no reservations. Know that this is true, fifth dimensional verity, consciousness. I was not born, thus I shall not die. I am not held captive by this body. I don't know about you, but that's a statement right there that I need to repeat often. It's an awareness that I need to grow into. I wasn't born, oh my God. Second sentence, I am uncontained awareness, freely circulating, not contained awareness, everywhere circulating, not held down by gravity or money or health conditions. I am uncontained awareness, freely circulating. Next sentence. I am more than the earth, air, fire, and water of my body. The body isn't me. When I am injured, it's not me that's held down. I'm not the body. I'm not contained or held captive in the body. When I breathe and meditate, if I can be in touch with myself, if I am mindful in the breath, I am in touch with everybody and everything. I am not a form. I am not separate.
Maybe me.
When I breathe and meditate, I am in touch with everything through mindfulness. I can manifest whatever I can imagine because I'm not contained. I am one with creation. I can manifest whatever is in my mind that I desire. I need, this is the next sentence, I need only breathe and open my mind and heart. I don't have to physically do anything to manifest what is in my mind and heart, which is one with the universe. All I need to do is to breathe and hold the idea. And the universe works through me, expresses as me. I am in touch with life, which means I am one with life. Now, I invite you to bring your awareness back into your body, because the physical experience is one way to know creation, to know divinity, to know allness. That energy that created this amazing manifestation that we are, that the earth is, that the universe is, that the cosmos is, that every single little being is. Wow. Being here in as part of the physical beingness, we get to know the universe better and better and better. And it's wonderful. That is the fifth dimension. And so it is. So I did manage to leave us a little bit, a few moments. And I did the meditation first so that those ideas would be fresh in our awareness. And if you wish to express what you are becoming aware of or questions that you have, we do have a few moments. This is the time. And if you want to, just keep